Mr. Izlan Zainal, Executive Director and Chairman of Securities Exchange Commission Malaysia. Mr. Azhar, Chief Executive of Capital Market Malaysia. DCM Saiful Anwar from the Malaysian Embassy in US. Professor G. Eccles, Visiting Scholar, Oxford University Said Business School and Chairman of Arab Best Partners, our keynote speaker for today. And ladies and gentlemen, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Good morning. Thank you, Anissa, Master of Ceremony. Nur Hanisa was one of my best top 5 students. So who wants to talk about lunch when we just finished our breakfast? Welcome to Washington, D.C., the center of the universe, the epicenter. When I invited people to attend the third Capital Market Conference, the first question was typically, why choose this date? The days immediately after the presidential election. My answer was, why not? Don't you want to be here in Washington, D.C. to welcome the new president to the White House? Yes or no? Depends who you vote. So the center of the universe this week is here, where our third capital market masterclass and conference is. So congratulations for making the smart decision to attend Malaysia-US Chamber event, because today we are joined by industry leaders, voices of authorities and delegates from Malaysia, the opposite side of the world, with that of the center of universe, the United States of America. Unlike other conferences, which were just active listening and absorption of facts, this Malaysia-US Chamber event is based on a thought forum for key US and Malaysian financial communities. Our events are based on 3 pillars, and this will be the 3 focus of my speech. 1, it possesses academic and intellectual content. 2, it must deliver a collaborative agenda. And 3, the initiatives are sustainable in achieving everyone's financial and social growth. On academic and intelligent content. At last year's event, the US Islamic finance players appealed for urgent attention to resolve long existing barriers, specifically in capital raising to finance their bank growth in Islamic commercial mortgages. Instead of resolving it in a fragmented mode, the Malaysia-US Chamber would approach it in a systematic, intellectual manner with a strong academic input. As such, Drake University, in collaboration with Baton Global LLC, in understanding the need for a holistic approach, came forward to conduct a study on the future forward proposal for the next phase in United States Islamic finance landscape. The findings and recommendation by Drake and Baton Global will be our highlight this morning. I'm hopeful all will stay for the final debate or hard talk at 4 p.m. today. We desperately need a collection of critical thoughts from all of you at the end of this conference. We hope to nail down a workable 5-year master plan and work program for Islamic capital market and responsible finance in the United States. After all, the best way to predict the future is to design it. Yesterday, the intellectual content was also approached in the form of a full-day in-depth masterclass. We shared another research, Islamic equity research from Drake University and CMB Principal Islamic, integrated reporting by a well-known stalwart, former Harvard University professor, Professor Robert G. Eccles, and Sukuk cases by Mr. Kadir Thomas. But importantly, These academic contents were wrapped with practitioners' perspective and portfolio managers' experiences by chief investment officers of world-class top 20 asset management companies, principal global investors, and Franklin Templeton. It's a rare opportunity. So we hope the masterclass yesterday was able to eradicate ignorance and confusion to the unexposed towards understanding the benefits of Islamic capital markets. Collaboration. Malaysia-US Chamber view it as our responsibility to encourage collaboration. Irrespective of who the winner is and how the political landscape could evolve in the United States, we need to continue to push for meaningful progress from a bottom-up approach. Unlike Malaysia and United Kingdom, which drove industry growth via institutionalized leaderships with centralized government support, the 50 states here in the United States have differing treatments of tax neutrality with regards to commercial transactions which underpin Islamic contracts. Thus, from a bottom-up approach and bottom-up standpoint, we encourage a call for action to collaborate on the following glaring opportunities. One is a call for action on infrastructure financing on Build America, totaling US 3.3 trillion. Sukuk has been proven to assist the development of Southeast Asia countries and GCC, and Sukuk could assist what President Obama said, US is a first world country with third world infrastructure. I experienced firsthand on Saturday at Dallas Airport. It took me 2.5 hours from embarking the plane, taking a bus, immigration clearance, baggage clearance, customs, that was another long queue, and into my taxi. Dubai would have taken 50% less time. Second call for action is capital raising through Sukuk for 4 or more of the Islamic window banks. These banks, Devon Bank, University Bank, Guidance, and Noripah, provide the basic housing and commercial mortgages, especially to the approximately 7 million Muslims in the United States. In the Sukuk Roundtable yesterday, we were able to draft a tip of the iceberg for Sukuk structure for these window banks. The goal was to collaborate and raise capital using one single. Initially, the goal was to collaborate and raise capital using one single special purpose vehicle to fund expansion of all 4 in one Sukuk issuance, but it doesn't seem to be workable. But what was important in yesterday's Roundtable Sukuk, we had an educational debate. That was a good start. And this will not be the first. So congratulations to University Bank, Mr. Stephen Ranzini, for raising the first bank capital through Sukuk last year. Excellent start to jot the regulators, Stephen. I was informed by my co-chairman, Mr. Nasir, the roundtable for the asset management yesterday was also a useful platform for players in both countries for open up and leverage on each other's strength for cross-border businesses. Action call number 3 is also for you to offer options to the muni bonds, which is the funding used at the 100 plus of municipalities and states in United States to finance their infrastructure. Do explore providing muni sukuk as an alternative to these muni bonds. Surely the municipalities and the municipality sukuk are alternative instruments to achieve the same financial objectives of the municipalities. Fourth action call. What about Islamic private equity? We can offer for a start on life success and life basics like food, halal food, Surely the Islamic private equity can provide capital for premium halal abattoir in United States, for example, instead of US importing its halal meat from New Zealand or Australia. I have a long list for call of action, but lastly, my call for action is to asset managers of both countries. Both are encouraged to leverage on each other's strength, but by its domestic strategy, global or Islamic exchange traded fund, or vanilla equity or sukuk investing. So instead of reinventing the wheel with new resources, well, we would encourage the asset managers to appoint each other as sub-advisors to your area of strength and reach each other for cross-border distribution. So these are your lunches. Why let it be stolen by someone else in the conventional space? A space that embraces debt, usury, volatility, exploitation, contract uncertainties, and importantly, risk transfer. Risk sharing is our offer. Responsible finance and sustainability are universal social values. In the last 7 to 8 years, Islamic capital market offerings has proven to grant excellent risk return to investors. You would agree with me, for a start, the 7 million Muslims need lunch. Therefore, don't let conventional and non-ethical finance offer them that lunch. My appeal to us bankers here, issuers and investors, we might be aware or we might not be aware, but worth to do some soul searching and allow me to borrow what Tan Sri Andrew Sheng mentioned at the launch of the book, The World in 2050. He said, technology and fintech and Alibaba has stolen your lunch. The central bank and regulators have gone for lunch. Telecommunication companies have eaten your lunch. And we Islamic bankers, if we don't collaborate, we are left with no lunch. So ladies and gentlemen, investing is not just about risk and return, but it is also about exploring new alternative investment to enhance your returns. The Chamber also took it as our responsibility to share success stories. We are honored to have the participation of Employee Provident Fund, a top 10 pension house in the world. Datuk Sharil, the president of EPF, has led an Islamic investment platform for its contributors. Chagamas Malaysia had the equivalent of Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae will share how it helped grow Malaysia capital market through Islamic instruments. All this progress will not happen without the support of our very facilitative regulator, Securities Commission Malaysia, who is here today to give its keynote closing speech. I'm hopeful all will stay back for this important speech by Mr. Islan Zainal. And Security Exchange Malaysia has even established an agency called Capital Market Malaysia as a dedicated promotional platform to promote capital market, and Capital Market Malaysia is the platinum sponsor for today. Thank you, Cik Isha. Thirdly, on sustainability, to meet our mission in connecting cross-border businesses in Islamic finance, the Islamic Finance Industry Council of the Chamber, being new, 4 years old, is keen to recruit members from corporates and individuals who has not only energy and power, but also thought capital and time to sit in our steering committee. Please come forward to me if you want to be in this steering committee. One of the projects is to establish a Malaysia-US exchange, which is a business-to-business platform to showcase yourself in front of global audience to facilitate cross-border Malaysia-US businesses, deepen relationship and collaboration. As members, we will invite you as speakers to profile and enhance your visibility in our cross-border events. This chamber believes that it is certain Islamic capital market in the US will progress. Again, as part of the collaboration pillars, we will facilitate to take a first step to the 1,000 steps to chart an actionable 5-year master plan for the Islamic capital market in the United States. Whilst we facilitate, we encourage you all to appoint a driver or a leader or a placard bearer to champion this initiative. I would suggest a task force or lobby group to be established. One of the terms of reference of the task force is to progress with work plans and maybe pilot some bottom-up initiatives under the 5 years lobby master plan for the US capital market. Ladies and gentlemen, today you continue to make new friends and discuss face-to-face and exciting potential collaboration. This will not happen without the support of these committed team members. I thank my co-chairman, Mr. Nasir Muhammad. Special mention to my ED, Mr. Roy Michael. And my former staff in Malaysia, Ms. Eng Siu Mei, for burning their midnight candle. And Roy, with his discipline in communicating with me every 2 weeks across the globe. Thank you to technology. This has been supported by many volunteers from both Malaysia and US who have put tremendous support and time to make this conference a successful platform to help you connect the dots for Islamic finance to make inroads in the United States. Many thanks and gratitude to our sponsors too. Capital Market Malaysia as the platinum sponsor, Semi-Principal Islamic Asset Management, Principal Global Investors, IVCAP Asset Management, FIM Asset Management, and from the United States, Abeton Global LLC, University Bank, Guidance Financial, Satuna Capital, Arab Best Partners, King and Spalding, and Amida Partners, IFN, ISFIN Emerging Market Advisors, Islamic Bankers, Modern Finance Timeless Values, and all our conference partners. And last but not least, special gratitude to MITI, Malaysia Industries and Trade, MITI, Malaysian International Trade and Industries, Mr. Khairul Yaakob. Ladies and gentlemen, with that, let's progress to the conference today. The theme this year is on your table, facilitating responsible finance through Islamic capital markets in the US, alternative funding and investment avenues, prioritizing the next phase. With that, I wish you a fruitful and productive conference. I thank you for being here. Thank you.
Thank you, Datuk Noripah, for your sincere outreach towards collaborating the businesses of Malaysia and US business in the interest of growth of the Islamic capital market in the US, which currently lacks drivers to champion. And now if Datuk Noripah could come on stage again to introduce our keynote speaker for today.